Good morning, everyone. It's so good to see you. Welcome. My name is Bill Testerman, and I'm a member of the board here at QUUF. Welcome to this day with Quimper Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, a liberal religious congregation founded in 1976 and bound together to serve freedom, religious freedom, caring community, and social justice. As we gather, we acknowledge the water, the land, and the shorelines here in Port Townsend are the traditional territory of the Sklallam and Chimacum people. And we honor and acknowledge that, and our indigenous members and neighbors, and we hope to help sustain those homelands. Now, if you're visiting us today, I offer a special welcome and invite you to join us for refreshments and conversation in the fellowship hall after the service. We have a newcomers table near the patio doors where our greeters are ready to answer any questions that you might have. So, may the welcome we offer you today be in equal measure to the one in our hearts. A little extra to add on to this, you're invited to the Stewardship Brunch and Palooza, Sunday, March the 29th after the service. You might say, what is a brunch-a-palooza? I don't know, but we want to come and find out. Feast, frolic, and have fun with your friends. And you can help make it a success by bringing something or volunteering for a task. Sign up today on the bulletin board by the office or contact Robin Stamen. So let's support QUUF in a big way and show Reverend Don and Mary how we brunch. There we go. Okay. Now, let us settle our minds and our hearts. That didn't sound very good. Let's try again. Oh, this bowl. Things change, you know. We got to roll with the tide. I like that.
Thank you, choir. I feel livened up. Anybody else? Good morning. My name is Amy Johnson, and for the opening words and chalice lighting, I'd like to invite Lynn Goodwin, who is somewhere out there, hello, to come on up and we'll read together. We light this chalice with words from our interim minister, Don Rollins. They're written as a welcome to all ages, and they're projected on the wall behind me. Let's say them together, and for those who aren't reading yet, you're welcome to just listen along. It's good to be get together today. It's fun to sing and share a story. It's fun to see our friends. It's fun to make new ones. We'll learn new things today. We'll listen to each other. And when we leave, we'll be glad we came. Thank you, Lynn. Now, our opening song today, the words will be projected on the chancel wall. The title is called Nose Holes. Interesting. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in the opening song. Nose holes. We will be forever changed by this song.
Good morning, all. If we haven't met, my name is Don Rollins. I serve the congregation as interim minister. My first Sunday with you, we did nose holes, and that was with the kids. And then I thought, well, hey, it's spring forward, let's wake them up. So here we are. Let me just get squared away here. Thank you. Close enough. So, quick story, and I'll teach you how to do this. Quick story is that I'm in a large congregation, my first congregation, and the hall between the religious education wing and, of course, the worship was distant. But getting there, I always had to be careful I was not tramping on little people, because that's back in my days. I was a lot heavier and I couldn't see as well. And I don't mean that, that's not a body shame. What I mean was I really could not just get all these kids in one place. I took up more space. So as I go through, I almost step on somebody. I look down, and here's maybe a 3 or 4 year old whom I knew looking up. And you know what you saw with tall people. So that's how we got the nose holes. And here's how the chorus goes. Nose holes, you got big nose holes. Are you showing me are the nose holes? Nose holes are all I can see. You know that I can't see your face. Oh, and I can't see your eyes. Now how can we relate? When you're twice my size, you got big old nose holes, you got big nose holes. Are you showing me other nose holes? These nose holes are all I can see. Tell me, how's the weather way up there? Ah, please, mister, don't you sneeze. Ah, it will only be quite fair if you got down on your knees and stop giving me nose holes. You got big nose holes. Are you showing me other nose holes? Yeah, your nose holes are all I can see. Tell me, am I a part of you? Oh, and are you a part of me? Tell me how we're gonna work this through. Those two big pipelines are all I can see. You got big old nose holes. Are you showing me other nose holes? Are you got big nose holes? Yeah, your nose holes are all I can see. Your nose holes are all I can see. One more. Yeah, your nose holes are all I can see. Well done. Thank you. Yeah.
Anybody who wants to hear a story, come on down. Little kids, big kids, people who feel like little kids. That's you. Yay! Good morning, everybody. How are you? Am I on? I am on. Okay, good. Good morning. So I'm going to tell you a story today about a farmer, and her name was Sarah, and she had a big farm with all kinds of really cool animals. Now, I'm going to need your help this morning. So can any of you moo? Can I hear you moo? Moo, moo. Oh, y'all are doing a fine job. Okay. All right. So we're going to have 4 different sections, everybody, right? Okay. So this half of y'all are going to moo. Other half over here, y'all are going to baa. Over here, we're going to cock-a-doodle-doo. And over here, we're going to neigh. Okay. Moo, baa, cock-a-doodle-doo, neigh. Moo, baa, cock-a-doodle-doo, neigh. It's like we practiced this. All right, now up here, moo. Moo, oh, louder than that, come on. Oh, good job. And you're going to baa. Cock-a-doodle-doo. And neigh. Neigh. Good job. All right. Moo, baa, cock-a-doodle-doo, neigh. We got it. Okay. All right. So Sarah was a wonderful farmer, and her animals loved her dearly. And it was going to be Sarah's birthday, and they wanted to give her something extra special, but they couldn't think of what to give her. And so the horse went, oh, I know. We're going to give her a big bale of hay. I love big bales of hay. Surely she'll love a big bale of hay. Well, the dog Shep was thinking that might not be the best gift for Sarah, right? It was a great gift for the horse, but not for Sarah. So the cow goes, ooh, I like grass. Let's give her some grass. Shep thought. I don't think grass is really going to be the best gift for Sarah either. Let's see. Ma, said the sheep, Ma, I know what we can give her. I like grain. Can we give her a bucket of grain? Shep's thinking, none of these are really fitting with what Sarah needs. Cock-a-doodle-doo, said the rooster. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. Cock-a-doodle-doo, I know. Sarah loves it when we sing. Shep said, that's a great idea. We'll sing for her on her birthday. So the next day was her birthday, and Sarah came out to feed them all, and she gave the horse the hay, and she let the cow out to eat the grass, and she gave some grain to the sheep, and she gave some food to the rooster. And then they all gathered around, and Sarah was thinking, well, this is very strange. And then all of a sudden, Shep cleared his throat. Sarah didn't know they could talk, so this was quite a revelation to her. And Shep goes, reverve, roo, reverve, you. Happy birthday to you. Sarah was very surprised, and she was very happy, and she went and she hugged all of them, and she said, "This is the best birthday gift ever. How did you know?" And Shep said, "Because we love you, Sarah." So when you give a gift, it's extra special if you give a gift from your heart that you know the other person is going to love because you gave it from your heart. And not only does it make the other person feel really good, but guess what? Who else does it make feel good if you give a present to somebody that they really love? It makes you feel good too, doesn't it? So just remember, it's not just giving somebody something that's important. It's giving them something from your heart. Thank you. And thank you.
And sing them out.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Now is the time in our service for the offering. Our congregation supports many area agencies and causes that are aligned with our values. Today's recipient is JASIRA, or Jefferson County Immigrant Rights Advocates, founded in 2017 in response to widespread anti-immigrant rhetoric during the 2016 presidential campaign. Since then, JASIRA has grown tremendously, supporting immigrants in our region by providing advocacy and direct support to immigrant families with a rapid response team network, emergency funds for immigrant families in need, access to legal services and accompaniment to ICE appointments, language classes, and many other programs. They run a multicultural center where people can meet, organize, and get services. JASIRA has long-time, deep roots here at QUUF. They greatly appreciate the support for our local immigrant communities, especially during this very, very difficult time. The ushers will receive the offering, and additional ways for supporting JASIRA will be projected on the wall. Ushers?
Morning again, folks. And I am Don Rollins. I forgot that I use he, him pronouns. This is the time we set aside to talk about things that are deep. Joys, sorrows that happen to us. We know that these are just a piece of what we do as a congregation. But this is the time that we pause to be able to say there's stuff going on in our world, in our hearts, and with one another. This is a time where we get a chance to talk about things that bother us or things we celebrate. This is also, today we place a stone in recognition of International Women's Day, a time of celebration and determination on behalf of all who identify as women and girls. Within the congregation, local historian Susan Ferentinos has been appointed to the Advisory Board of the Smithsonian, National Musician. I get up an hour early. The National Musician of American History. Susan and her wife Danny are a part of QUUF, and we celebrate that opportunity. Jane Albee, Frank Layden offer their thanks to you all who helped out with their move. Alliteration for the packing and patience, taping and trucking, love and laughter of so many people. Mary Tucker asked that we place a stone for all the military families with loved ones in Iranian waters and also on our bases and countries throughout the Middle East. These are these are loved ones in harm's way, no matter our reactions to what's taking place. Pat Sieski, a past member of many years, and the beloved W.B. Yeats expert of Irish Poetry Group, has entered hospice after a long illness. Those who know her will have her in our thoughts as she faces this painful time. We place this stone for the Rubenstein family, who lost a dear friend and a goddaughter, 17-year-old Paley Lou Wines, this week. She shared a bright spirit and kindness wherever she went. The world is a little less bright without her, and we're thinking of you. So we place this final stone, holding in our hearts all the joys and sorrows I've just shared, but also thinking of the joys and sorrows that you carry this morning. Know that you are not alone. Know that we share your joy and we share your sorrow. We're glad you're here. Quiet time can be hard to come by. This is a place where this house is empty most of the week, but it is made holy because we are here. And so we share some holy silence together and a few words for a meditation. So relax as feels natural. As always, notice your breath. Now relax your shoulders. So suppose with me, suppose for now that you were free from the burdens that brought you here this morning, that weigh you down, maybe sit right next to you. Suppose you were free. Suppose for now that your heart was full, your mind was at rest. Suppose for now that you were friends with your body, not at war. Suppose for now you were at war with no one. Suppose for now all your regrets, they were forgiven. washed in a fountain called grace. Suppose for now that love knows your name and rejoices. Suppose for now you are knee-deep in the mire of this world, still determined to make a difference. Suppose for now somebody's load was made lighter just because you didn't pass on by. Suppose for now you reached out to the source of life in your deep sorrows, and life took your hand with mercy and with understanding. And now suppose all this really could happen. Suppose you are right where you're supposed to be. Suppose you're home with us here. And your heart says amen. And amen. Come be here again. So those of you who know Tom Waits' music, as I often say, he ain't Pavarotti. That's never the goal. One of my favorite songwriters, and you kind of get it or don't, I know. So I asked your choir to sing with me, and we're going to sing Tom Waits' Come On Up to the House, here with that metaphor of house, coming home. And even though we struggle, come on up to the house. I wondered how many more things I could strap on my knees. Coming down, folks. People on that side. Good deal. Close enough. You want to fix that right now, don't you? All of you want to rush up right now and fix that.
The moon is broken and the sky is cracked. Come on up to the house. The only thing you see is all that you lack. Come on up to the house. All your crying don't do you no good. Come on up to the house. Come down off that cross. We need the wood. Come on up to the
tunnel, no irons in the fire. Come on up to the house. And you're singing lead soprano in the junk man's choir. Come on up to the house. Does life seem nasty, brutish, and short? Come on up to the house. The seas are stormy and you can't find no port. Come on up to the house.
nothing in the world that you can do.
Come on up to the house.
And you've been whipped by the forces in you.
Come on up to the house.
You're high on top of the mountain of woe.
Come on up to the house.
Well, you know you should surrender, but you can't let go.
Come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. Come on up to the house.
3, 4. I know I threw you. Sorry, Doug.
Good morning. I'm Mary Forster. I'm a member of the Stewardship Committee. In a sermon last fall, Reverend Carrie Kopnick said, "Being a part of a community is a superpower. Community offers us a sense of belonging, support, and identity. Being in a community makes tangible in our lives that we are connected to something greater, something beyond ourselves. Not theoretically, but in real ways that we can see and touch and feel. It also means that we are part of a shared identity. It's a way to say, this is who I am. This sense of belonging to a community is vital for our spiritual and psychological well-being, and it really is a superpower against the abyss of everything."
Good morning, I'm Donna Frostone. Kelly Hayes wrote an essay entitled, "We Need to Move." Kelly is a Menominee author, organizer, and movement educator who co-authored the book, Let This Radicalize You. In her essay, Kelly used a quote from Rebecca Solnit's book, Not Too Late, Changing the Climate Story from Despair to Possibility, which said, "It is late. We are deep in an emergency, but it is not too late because the emergency is not over. The outcome is not decided. We are deciding it now." Kelly wrote, "Our story isn't over. Rather than feeling overwhelmed by the vastness of it all, remember, every intervention, every kindness, an act of courage matters. Do not allow your values to be captured and contained behind a screen in a cycle of inactive reaction. Bring your hope, rage, and potential into the world. If you reduce anyone's suffering, if you make someone feel defended or aware that they're not alone, if you make space for hope, if you engage in acts of solidarity, that matters, and it will always matter. I don't have all the answers, but I will not be locked into a sense of inevitability. We need to move."
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson. Kelly also wrote, "If you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, make some light where you are. Bring some kindness, some care, or some protection to the people around you. And remember that it's okay to narrate your process, allowing yourself to say out loud, 'I'm trying to be brave, and I don't know what to do next.' Maybe someone around you can extend you a resource or a next step. You don't need to have a blueprint for the revolution. You need the next move, because it's not too late to help someone, to be a moral person, or to fight for another future. There are living, breathing people all around you who need your sense of decency to be made material.
Don't give up on them or on you. The outcome is not decided. We are deciding it now. Let's move. Your change is happening. Your pledge of financial support to QUUF is an opportunity to move. As Kelly Hayes said, the outcome is not decided. We are deciding it now. The work that we do here at QUUF is important, and QUUF is important. As best we can, we need to move. Thanks so much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Robin Steeman, and those words touch me so much. That was Donna, Mary, and Chris. Liz Lindstrom and Joanne Herron couldn't be here with us today, but they're also on the stewardship team, and what a team it is. It's an honor and a pleasure to serve with them. Now, I have a treat for you. A few years ago, my mother gave me a little note that I wrote years ago when I lost my last tooth. It says, "Fairy, here is my last tooth. I want a dime, but if you could spare 15 cents, I would like that. Period. Please, Robin." Well, when I saw that just a few years ago, I thought, well, this is amazing for a stewardship chair to see where it all started. And what I appreciated about it a lot was that it was such a bold, direct appeal. And I want to, seriously though, I want to be bold and direct about this next thing I tell you, is that anything I ever say now or any other time, at any other time, has anything to do with encouraging someone to give more than they can or should. It's never about that. It's very important to me you understand that before I get started here. Truly. Now, we all together have been working for the last 2 years on creating a vibrant culture of stewardship, and we're doing a great job. We really are. We've been talking about the Fair Share Giving Guide and how the Fair Share Giving Guide from the UUA is an economic justice tool. It's great because it doesn't just say everybody give, or everybody give 3 to 5%. It doesn't do that. It asks us each to consider our capacity, circumstances, and commitment. The guide is progressive, with giving levels rising with ability and outlook. And we can embody fairness when we use the guide according to our means, and we can embody justice when we give more for those who can't. Giving can become a manifestation of our values and our faith. Now this week, and I have another treat for you, I said to Don, Reverend Don, I have something to inspire you. We have on display in the foyer a stewardship table filled with artifacts on loan from the Museum of Stewardship, including a replica of the prehistoric Fair Share Giving Guide. Now, giving according to our means is a tale as old as time. That catches me. But you'll see it's also a progressive guide. It starts out with sheaves of wheat, and it goes to a duck and something like an antelope. QUUF matters, Unitarian Universalism matters. We're a dynamic congregation. We're a community cornerstone, a social justice mover, and a spiritual home. being part of this community is truly a superpower, as the Reverend Kopnick said last fall. This year we did something we've never done. We created a tree. Connect, belong, and matter. And we did it together, and I urge you to check out the messages because they keep coming in and they're just so beautiful. And they're heartfelt and the art is beautiful, and being part of QUF, it allows us to be part of something bigger than ourselves. That tree is bigger than any one of us, and no one person could have made that because it's all of our feelings and thoughts. Last week we had a heartwarming slideshow featuring the former QUF, some of the former QUF youth, RE youth, that was lovely. But Reverend Don said we're also supposed to have fun. So we had a giant cookie that celebrated the Venn diagram that's on the tree, connect, belong, and matter, which you truly can do deeply here. You can connect, belong, and matter. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Robin, when do we get our pledge packet? When can we get our hands on this gorgeous document, this brochure that's been put together so carefully? The good news, next Sunday you'll be able to pick it up after the service. It's got pictures and beautiful messages from Bo and Reverend Don. It's got a Fair Share Giving Guide, and it's wonderful. And we look forward to all the pledges coming back, hopefully by March 29th, so that the finance team and the board can do their work. Our challenging time, I'm going to go back to being bold. As bold as I was when I was 10 or whatever, when I lost that tooth. I'm going to say that our challenging times call for continued bold action. Last year, our stewardship campaign raised 18% more than the year before, which is a stunning amount, and Larry Morrell told me that that's just an incredible amount. The Jefferson County United Good Neighbors raised 46% over their goal this year. 46%. Something's in the air. People are realizing that needs are greater and it's time to step up and be bold. I don't think we even understand what our possible capacity to give is. We might have a greater capacity than we know. We have a steep climb to fully fund our budget, but it's a bold and worthy ambition. What might giving boldly look like for you? Perhaps it's a first-time contribution to, financial contribution to QUF. Maybe it's making a fair share pledge or moving toward one. Maybe it's increasing your goal. Increasing your pledge. And maybe it's adding a one-time contribution onto your pledge. We have a space for that this year. In Reverend Don's brochure letter you'll get next week, he said, "We're not just fighting to keep the lights on. We're giving to keep the light of religious freedom burning bright." Everyone's pledging story is different. Everyone's story is different. Please give as boldly as you're able to make our good work possible, and as best we can, let's move. Thank you. Oh, one more treat for you. Brunchapalooza is only 3 weeks away, and we need people to sign up. So get out there afterwards and sign up, please. Okay? Thank you.
I swear to God, never followed a pencil. Thank you. And by the way, thank you, choir, for your patience. I cut one verse out if you wondered why an entire choir looked at me like, what? not. That's what happened. So anyway, that's what happened. Thank you for all you do, music people. We're looking at probably 10 after in order to finish today's service. So if you need to go, as always, go ahead and do that. Get a little closer here, Christina, but I'm trying a different method. Yesterday morning, a group of people gathered to find out if their stories might be your stories too. The occasion was the fine membership class that was put on for them. It was a diverse group, diverse in gender, gender identity, color, core beliefs, place of origin, resources, and hey, yes, age. I mention this before I start because something good is happening in your congregation right now. That is not an overstatement. It's not a political give more money. Something is shifting in your congregation. It is generational, as I talked about a couple weeks ago. Because while a lot of our congregations struggle to get younger, yours is actually getting younger. Subtly, not so subtly. Some millennials and Gen Zs in particular are finding a home here. So keep them in mind as you discern your giving for the 2026-27 program year. These folks are not your future, they are your now. You probably know the tale of the famous sea captain who was much beloved for his skills in bringing crews back to port. Be back. Don't want to hold it, don't want to lose it. He brought his crew back to port no matter the weather or what other challenges, but he had some interesting routines. In particular, just before setting sail, he would disappear into his quarters for what the crew took to be a moment of prayer or meditation. And one day, while readying the ship to make sail, a junior officer found himself outside the captain's bunk. And peering inside, he saw the captain reach up on a shelf, remove a small box, glance at its contents, and then return it to its hiding place. He looked in the mirror, smoothed his uniform, and made for the bridge. The young officer tried to resist the temptation to peer inside the box, but in the end could not. Sneaking slowly down the steps into the captain's quarters, he went to the shelf, took the box, opened it. A single sheet of folded yellow paper was all that was inside. Taking a last look to make sure he would not be discovered, he unfolded the sheet of paper, and it read, "Starboard is right and port is left." There are basics to sailing. There are basics to congregations. Let me tell you about the congregations that have a fire in their belly. You, otherwise. They have learned to focus, keep it about the basics, the fundamentals, the things that ground them in good times, things that guide them when things get rough. So on the occasion of the 2026-27 stewardship campaign, I want to get you, like the sea captain in the story, thinking about the basics of being not just funding a Unitarian Universalist congregation. Think of it this way. Most of the folks outside these very doors, what they know about and will ever know about is what you and I show them about what, I got that sentence wrong, but you get the idea. They know what you and I show them about Unitarian Universalism. We are their walking or other assistants. We are their witness. 2333 San Juan Avenue, that's you and me. So we are the embodiment, we are the ambassadors for a precious thing. And what you have to offer them has little to do with another committee or another capital improvement or even meeting budget. This is not why folks come, and you know this, but let me reinforce that because we're looking to the contrary of these things. What you have to offer is a gut-level liberal religion that can change somebody's life. Let me say that again. What you have here is a gut-level message that can flat out change somebody's life. So I ask you, what's that worth? So how to deliver on that life-giving, that life-altering promise? What is your port is left, starboard is right? What are your fundamentals of doing church in this era? Answer is highly, a wonderful alliteration on my part. Mission, music, music, and money. Mission, ministry, music, and money. Even I can't get it right. Let's talk mission. Edited story from the late, resilient, sometimes very earthy poet and activist Maya Angelou. Mrs. Scott, a woman of a certain age, fancied Sunday dinners with younger men. She was a great churchgoer and on occasion met and offered to cook a meal for men her junior. And one Sunday, such a man caught Mrs. Scott's eye. She introduced herself, invited her to his home for late afternoon dinner. She so loved talking to younger people. And then she rushed home. She killed a chicken, put it on to fry, and while that chicken cooked, Mrs. Scott took a small needle from her sewing kit and, putting on her bifocals, picked her way down the lane from her front door. And when she reached a tree 100 yards away, she stuck the needle into the bark, returned to the kitchen to finish preparing the meal. When the young man arrived, they sat down to a tasty dinner before Mrs. Scott was an excellent cook. And after they finished, she invited the young man to sit on the front porch just to let his dinner digest. She brought out some lemonade and sat with him. Dusk was falling, shapes of things were blurred, and Mrs. Scott sat bolt upright, turned to the young man and said, "What on earth is that I see down there sticking out of that tree?" She pointed down the lane to the oak, which was barely a shadow in the darkness. The young man, squinting, tried to pierce the gloom. "Mrs. Scott, I can hardly see that tree, and you can see something sticking out of it?" "Yes, Mrs. Scott." She now relaxed her scrutiny. "At first I thought it was a pin, but when I looked for it, there was no head, so it had to be a needle instead." The young man turned and looked at Mrs. Scott with admiration. "You know, ma'am, when you left church this morning, some folks said that you sure enjoy Sunday dinners with younger people. But I must say, if you can see the hole in a needle 100 yards away after the sun has gone down, your eyes are better than mine." Mrs. Scott, proud of her compliment, said, "Well, thank you for that. I'll just go and get that needle and show it to you." She flounced up out of the swing, stepped jauntily down the stairs. And when she reached the bottom step, she turned to smile at the appreciative young man, and then continuing, she walked 2 steps and tripped over a cow sitting in the lane. That is mission, folks. What Mrs. Scott lacked in transparency, she more than made up with clarity of mission. So look here, y'all, you're being asked to support a mission. And what is that mission? In my terms, at least, you tell people they are good from the inside out, not the other way around. You see each other through hard times, not just the good. You are mostly friendly behind one another's back, not just to one another's face. And you know there's a world out there that is counting on you right this minute to do the justice that only you can do. They're asking you to give compassion when compassion is hard to find. In other words, as the late ambassador for Unitarian Universalism, Peter Fleck, put it, you are willing to be disturbed. So look here, you have inherited a unique, sometimes disturbing message, friend. Like Mrs. Scott, you are on a mission, hopefully with a little more transparency. Let's talk ministry. Chances are, when I say that, many of you think in terms of an ordained minister, but I hand it right back to you and say ministry belongs to you too. And it begins with seeing fundamental goodness in self and others. Fundamental goodness of self and others. An adapted version of a story written by Father Francis Dorff titled The Rabbi's Gift. Once a covenant, an aging order had only 5 nuns left. The community was clearly dying. In the surrounding woods, there was a little hut sometimes used by the nearby rabbi. The sisters always knew the rabbi was at home when they saw the smoke from his fire rise above the treetops. As the Reverend Mother agonized over her fading convent, it occurred to her to ask the rabbi if he could offer any advice that might attract new nuns. The rabbi welcomed Reverend Mother, but when she explained the reason for the visit, the rabbi could only commiserate. "I know how it is," he said. "The Spirit has gone out of the people. It's the same in my town. Almost no one comes to the synagogue anymore." So the Reverend Mother and the rabbi sat together discussing the Bible and their faiths. When it came time to leave, "It has been a wonderful visit," she said, "but I have failed in my purpose of coming. Is there nothing you can tell me to help save my dying order?" "The only thing I can tell you," said the rabbi, "is that the Messiah is one of you." When the Reverend Mother returned to the convent, the sisters gathered around. "What did the rabbi say?" "He couldn't help," she answered. "The only thing he said was, when I was leaving, that the Messiah is one of us, though I do not know what that means." So in the following months, the nuns pondered and wondered what the rabbi's words might mean. The Messiah is one of us. Could he possibly have meant the Messiah is here? And if that's the case, which one? Do you suppose he meant the Reverend Mother? Surely he must have meant Reverend Mother. Certainly he could not have meant Sister Mary Helen, because she gets short-tempered at times. Then again, Sister Mary Helen is often right. Of course, the rabbi didn't mean me. Look at all my faults and all my failures. I'm just an ordinary person. Yet suppose I am the Messiah. Suppose the Messiah is just another ordinary person. So they contemplated in that manner, and the sisters began to treat each other with extraordinary respect on the off chance they were having dinner with the Messiah. And in turn, they decided to see their own goodness, for they too could be holy. And so it happened that people occasionally came to visit the beautiful forest and chapel, and then more came, and then more. And visitors spoke of the powerful spiritual presence just being there. People young and old came to picnic, to pray, to think. And then it happened one day that a young woman came to visit the grounds, met with Reverend Mother, and said, "I have always felt a call to the sisterhood." And then more, and then more. And within a few years, the convent once again became a home to a thriving order, a vibrant center of light and spirituality in the realm. Friends, ministry is keeping the books and running the office. Ministry is being with and looking after your kids and your youth. That's ministry. Handling the sound and the video and cleaning the restrooms, these are ministries. And they take place here 7 days a week. So your financial giving is another way of saying we are ministers too. We want to fund our ministries. Let's keep our ministries strong and sustainable for the long haul. Music. Music is the third building block for congregational living and loving. An edited story from a Unitarian Universalist colleague who served congregations right here in Western Washington, Robert Fulgham. The big deal of my summer was a week in Weiser, Idaho. And maybe that's hard to believe, because if you've ever looked at Weiser on a map, you know that Weiser is nowhere. But if you can play the fiddle, Weiser, Idaho is the center of the universe. The Grand National Old Time Fiddlers Contest is held there the last week in June, and since I fiddle around a little bit of my time, I decided to go. "4,000 people live there in normal times. 5,000 more come out of the bushes and the trees and the hills for the contest. The town stays open all around the clock, fiddling in the streets, dancing at the VFW hall, my people, fried chicken, my people, at the Elk Lodge, and free camping at the rodeo grounds, definitely my people. People from all over show up. Fiddlers from Pottsboro, Texas, Sapulpa, Oklahoma, Thief River Falls, Minnesota, Caldwell, Kansas, Three Forks, Montana, and just about every crossroads town you can mention, and Japan. And it used to be that the festival was populated by country folks, pretty straight types, short hair, church on Sunday, women in their place, and all that. And then the long-haired hippie freaks began to show up. The trouble was the freaks could fiddle, and that's all there was to it. So the town turned over the junior high and its grounds to the freaks. The contest judges were put in isolation where they could only hear the music, couldn't see what people looked like or what their names were, just the fiddling. As one old gentleman put it, "Son, I don't care if you're stark naked and you wear a ring in your nose. If you can fiddle, you're all right with me." So I was standing there in the middle of the night in the moonlight in Weiser, Idaho, with about 1,000 other people who were picking and singing and fiddling together, some with bald heads, some with hair to their knees, some with a joint, some with a long-neck bottle of Budweiser, some with beads, some with Archie Bunker t-shirts, look it up, some 18 and some 80. And the music rising into the night toward whatever gods of peace and goodwill there may be. I was standing there, and this police officer, a real honest-to-God Weiser police officer who was standing next to me, picking up a banjo, and I swear this happened, says to me, "Sometimes the world seems like a fine place, don't it?" Yes. And yet again, yes. QUUF, beloveds, I don't have to unpack that story. You get it. Music can change lives. Your giving will help sustain and expand the program you have. Money. Edited version, another story about money from the Islamic tradition as described by Unitarian Universalist minister Gary Smith. From time to time, whenever the Qadi, that's a judge, who governed the village and gave judgment in the court, and gave judgment when the court was absent. Let's get that right. Who governed the village and gave judgment in the court was absent. The role was given to the Hajjah, a holy one. During one Hajjah's visit, a local innkeeper brought suit against a poor student. "He has lingered outside my restaurant, Holy One, and thus has stolen from me." "And what has he stolen?" asked the Hajjah. "The good smell of my food," replied the innkeeper. "Unwilling to pay for the food itself, he has lingered around the door of my kitchen daily, availed himself of what is not his, the aromas of my cooking. Thus I work all hours, and this scoundrel takes advantage of my labors and will not pay." "Is this true, young man?" the Hajjah asked. "It is, Holy One. I'm a poor student, scarcely able to pay for my room and books. I live on scraps which I beg from wherever I can. But the wonderful smells from the inn I could not resist. So daily I hang about the kitchen and imbibe those odors and thus imagine I am eating those very delicacies." "And have you any money on you now?" asked the Hajjah. "Only a few coppers, Holy One," was the reply. "Hand them over." As the student passed his last coins to the Hajjah, the innkeeper smiled with satisfaction. And then the Hajjah turned to him and said, "Innkeeper, close your eyes and listen well to my judgment." And puzzled, yet certain the Holy One would find for him, the innkeeper closed his eyes, and then with eyes still shut, he heard the coins being jiggled in the Hajjah's hand. "Do you hear, innkeeper?" asked the Hajjah. "Indeed I do, wise one. It is the sound of justice, is it not?" Came the solemn voice. "Good. Then the sound of the coins has paid for the smells of the food." And with that he returned the coins to the student, bade them both farewell. The story reminds us if someone or something has blessed our lives, we do our best to return that spiritual act in spiritual kind. We return love with love and gifts with gifts. But the story doesn't stop there, folks. Everybody in this room, everybody online with us right now has a financial reality. For my part, I have been flat broke at times in my life, sometime and more than once. But I've also been not broke. I had a financial reality then, I have one now. So there is no such thing as one-size-fits-all giving. Spare us the guilt. But know this is a critical moment in the life of your fellowship. That is not an overstatement. How about retiring these debts? How about getting it done together? So there you have it, friends. Stick with the basics of mission. Look out for the cows in the lane. How about ministry? Look after one another. Music. Look to be as diverse as the world, not just the congregation. Money. Look to what it feels like and how it matters when you do what you can. When you fund a life-giving message that is worth every penny, and it says to the world, we can change lives. We are in life-changing business. Now, professionally, that's a great place to stop right there. My seminary professor would say, that's really cool. You did well. But of course, you need one more story, so thank you for asking. Story reminds us we cannot take it with us. Once upon a time, there was an aged, very mean man who'd become wealthy at the poker tables. He worshipped his money, always trying to make more. As his health began to fail, he finally realized he had alienated every friend and every family member. He had become so obsessed with money, there was no one left to inherit it. And so he came up with a plan. This is like Grinch. He came up with a plan. He would take it with him. So he closed all his accounts, cashed in all his investments, sold his car collection. Everything now was in cash, large bills, of course, and he stuffed it all into a special suitcase. He'd just grab it on the way up, be the richest gambler in heaven. All he had to do was find somebody to lug it up to the roof, tie it to the chimney. He'd get it on the way home. And after several calls to his neighbors, the ailing man finally found one willing to answer his plea. She wrestled the suitcase upward, secured it as he requested. The old man gave her $10 for her trouble. He died a week later. And once the relatives were done squabbling over the possessions, had left town, it occurred to that neighbor to check on the suitcase. And there it was, sure enough, still tethered to the chimney. The old man had overplayed his hand this time. She hoped no one heard her coming down the ladder when she said, if he'd left that suitcase in the basement, he'd have had a lot better odds of keeping it. On that note, let's sing Lean on Me. The lyrics will be projected here behind me. It's also number 1021 in the Teal hymn book if you'd like to sing that way. Would you please rise with me as you're willing and able?
Sometimes in your life we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always to
was fun. Our closing words this morning are from Unitarian Universalist minister Gail Hainer. I practiced so hard to get that right. I still mess up. The work that we do here makes a difference. The yearning, the praying, the singing, the aspiring, the questioning, the affirming, it all makes a difference. In love and courage, human lives are strengthened here. Go from this place knowing in our bones that you are loved and cherished. Bring that certainty with you wherever you go. Be bearers of love and justice. Walk in love, walk in kindness, go in peace. Amen and blessed be. Now please join us in our chalice extinguishing words as the smoke rises. We extinguish our flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment, or the power of transformation. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Thank you.
Si vous voulez pas venir, à docteur leur tourner, digo me akuna, kayo sinyakara, ayong kakano do kaya lauma. I have a language that was born with time, passed on through generations, one of a kind. Keep it close to me, close to my heart, share for all to hear. I will do my part. Upigoso bunga.
I am proud.
Ino yama. I am human. I am people. I am human. I am people.
Say, we were given our languages from the animals, from the trees, yet we cut them down. Many things have been taken from our people, yet we are still here. Our languages are not lost, but simply resting, waiting to be reawakened.